Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your Apptrepreneur, and we need to talk about something a little serious today. And it's not Uber, DoorDash, Postmates, or Lyft related. It's not Amazon related. It's not eBay related. This is definitely a personal video, and I have a story to share. And if you're not interested in personal stories, feel free to come back tomorrow. There will be, we'll be back to talking about all the news and stuff. 6 years ago, my brother Victor married a wonderful girl named Crystal Andrews. She was smart, she was funny, she was beautiful, she was really nice to people, and she was so bubbly, she was nicknamed Cutes. He married her, and she became Crystal Andrews Rodriguez. This was 6 years ago, and it was a wonderful wedding, and we had a lot of hopes and dreams for the future. And then life threw a curveball that we could not have possibly anticipated, and in some ways we are still reeling from it today. And that is that on the day before Victor and Crystal were supposed to come back from their honeymoon in the Bahamas, they decided to go parasailing, which is something that Crystal had always wanted to do, and my brother was okay with doing, but a little nervous, so she convinced him that on the honeymoon, this would be like the one time he'd have to do it, and unfortunately, that did not end very well. While they were parasailing, the harness that was pulling them on the boat snapped, and the couple fell into the water below. When they were reached, my brother thankfully had survived, but Crystal did not make it. To be honest, it was a nightmare. Did not feel real when I got the news. Personally, I was working, and I just remember that day so clearly. I was serving wine because I was a bartender at the time. And while my phone was never on when I worked, it was on vibrate. And I just remember the day where it vibrated, and it was vibrating for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, to the point where I finally looked to my boss. I'm like, Lynette, someone's really trying to call me. Can I go take a phone call, or I'll take my break? And that's when my dad shared the news, and life, as they say, was never the same. I remember taking a long flight home to Sacramento, getting home, staying there for a few weeks, and just all throughout that time, things felt really weird. There was like this big hole in everyone's life. I talked to, I don't know how many people that she knew that I had never known. My parents were in the Bahamas, taking care of my brother, and they were trying to get him home. And yeah, I guess I was kind of representing the family in a strange way. It was really weird time. And to this day, I'm not going to say that I've ever really gotten over what happened. I just got used to a new normal, as I think we all have. Now, before any of you ask, my brother is doing just fine. He did not suffer any crippling disabilities from the accident, and he has moved on, as well as he could have with his life. He didn't fall into alcoholism. He didn't become bitter. It was really quite impressive, and I was amazed because I got bitter for a little while. But in the midst of tragedy, some good did come out of it. My brother wanted to keep her memory alive and her name out there, and so 5 years ago, he created the Crystal Rodriguez Memorial Scholarship, LLC, where he would raise money through baseball and golf tournaments to give out scholarships to kids to help them with their schooling. I believe he did this because, in hindsight, one of the big frustrations of the relationship was that she had to work multiple jobs because schoolwork was very important to her, but she did not have any financial aid. Her family could not help her out, and because of that, he lost a lot of time with her to work, time that we probably could have been better spent with her. And so he wanted to help relieve some of that burden with kids who are going to college themselves. And this October, the golf tournament is happening again. And this is where people who are fans of this channel can help if they want. If you want, you can actually be part of the tournament, play some golf, and help raise money for scholarships for kids who could actually use them and not have to worry about working so much when they start their education. There's various levels of participation, but I believe that the basic entrance fee is $125. Any information I will link to below, and you can play golf, and then there is an auction afterwards where you can buy some cool stuff. Like, for example, you will actually be able to buy a book I wrote, and this is a limited edition numbered book that is signed, and this is by the way, the last one of the hardcovers that I have lying around. We did not make many, but we have one left, and this will be auctioned off, and all the proceeds will go to the scholarship. Another thing that usually gets auctioned off is a year's supply worth of Chick-fil-A, although I warn you, I love me my Chick-fil-A, so I will be bidding rigorously on the Chick-fil-A. Do not get in the way of my Chick-fil-A. Unless, of course, you can bid higher than me, which is entirely the point. For that matter, I'll be at the tournament, and you could say hello to me if you want. I may or may not be wearing this beanie, though. I mean, on camera it's a good costume, but in real life it's not something I like to wear. Now, I'm not going to be playing in the tournament itself. I personally do not like sports, and golf is no exception. However, last year, I was actually pouring drinks for the golfers who walked by, and so if you are in the tournament, you could actually see me and I could serve you a drink, and you could say hello and we could talk for a few minutes if you want, and that would be a lot of fun. And here's the thing, after the auction, I will actually turn on either the Uber or the Lyft app, and I will actually give one of you guys a ride to your hotel or home if you want. Now, we can't auction this off for legal reasons, but just to let you know, I will be there. For those of you who watch the channel, make like a little group, and I will tell you when I have turned the app on, and I will take one of you guys home. And whatever I make from that fare will be donated towards a scholarship fund. I just haven't figured out whether I want it to be Uber or Lyft yet. I'll let you guys decide in the comments below. I'll kind of keep a toll over which ones it is. Also kind of depends on the car I have available and if the car's registered to the service. And if for some reason you can't make it to the tournament, but you still want to donate to the scholarship, again, links below. You can make a small contribution. Every little bit helps. And they accept PayPal donations, and we really do appreciate that. What happened to Crystal was a tragedy. It should never have happened, and we have never quite been the same since. However, 5 years later, we are still doing this, and we are still raising more and more money every year. And it brings us joy to be able to give out these scholarships, and we know that Crystal would love the fact that we're doing this. And so now, if you want to be part of it, you can. And for those of you who do become part of it, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to end the video there. I'm going to remove information from like everything else I do in the video description below. I'm just going to include, links to the Crystal Rodriguez Scholarship Fund, because that is way more important. You can read all the information below, and maybe some of you guys can even talk in the comments and maybe become part of a team. You can become Team Apptrepreneur or something. I don't know. And I will give you any further updates when the time comes about what the plans are. But yeah, I am certainly going to be there. I hope to see you there. Would love to meet you guys and talk, and we can rant about Uber a little if you want. And I look forward to giving one of you guys a ride home. So I will see you there. Have a good day.